А сейчас звук есть? О, появился звук. Так, всем привет. Сегодня, как обычно, продолжаем играть Genshin Impact. Опять задания с легендами и проходим. Так, сейчас я, подождите секунду. Скину в Discord. Пока пойду вот это прогуляюсь. Да. Погоди. Так, все, я звук вернул. Сорян, с мамой болтал. Особые события, это я не трогаю, чтобы у меня просто оповещений не было. Ладно, по поводу последний раз, если не получится, и опять надо будет какие-то задания с легендами пройти. Навряд ли я уже смогу. Потому что у меня осталось 2 дня до завершения.
Ad Astra Abyss. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful the
Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Indeed, I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rifts are the Rift. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryo Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Towns has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Town appearances have been recently reported. I hope you won't encounter too much trouble overcoming them.
Relax. We'll be back before you can say Ad Astra.
Не, она скорее имела в виду одной ногой здесь, другой в могиле уже. Мне на одном венте хватило. У меня вопрос, это точно то задание, которое мне нужно? Нормально, качество упало. Погодите, я сейчас последний кое-что гляну. Ничего не обновляется? Не, ничего, чтобы стрим не накрылся случайно видным тазом. Ой. Кстати, вчера вот ранг. Сегодня закончил ежедневки проходить. Уже сегодняшние. Поэтому, как сказать, это и получилось у меня так. Ой, полетели. Что апнул случайно. По персонажам повторов никаких еще не выбивал. Только оружие повыбивал. Я все ставить. В смысле? А чё? Куда вот такую линию пошла? Я не понял.
Solidify. Keep back.
Давай один должен. Все? Какой? Как вы мне это предлагаете проходить? Что за фигня? Чё они все такие дохлые?
Stabilize. I will have order.
Так, надо от щенка сейчас сначала избавить здесь. Пожалуй. Блин. Две. Сюда. Взаимные мысли. Два. Раз. Два. Лучше. Я уже не уверен, если честно.
This is order.
Что произошло? Я же их еще даже не добил. Я, кажется, план очень будет.
Torn to oblivion.
Да, придумал.
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had since then. Every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself
Makes sense. You must get super bored being...
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself. Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by I considered this matter worthy of my attention. So I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission.
Сейчас, погодите минуту.
But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build, the monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil. And the rift hounds were always there. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So that's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace Company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kind of makes you feel invincible, doesn't it?
Привет.
Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about this color. It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Не, я понимал, что мне сейчас согребать придется сильно очень. Что надо будет, ну, хила, я специально закупился. Не думал, что настолько много. Так, ладно. Чтобы лишних хил... Так, по этим ничего, значит все. Все? Все. Так, это рядом с данжем, поэтому через данж погнали. Это мне это нужно. Что это сейчас было? А? И как? Может. Так, нет. А если я пойду вот так? Ну, тут эти. Да ёбин-бобин. Ну, допустим, я иду вот так. Нет. Как тогда? Стоп, ну вот тут. На. Вот, я дрался с ним где-то здесь. По-моему. Вот и погнали. Ну. Так, ну
Stabilize.
я щит поставлю. Просто не хочется рисковать, расскажем. И куда дальше? Скажете? А, все, сорян. И что где дальше? А, ну это.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able...
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen What? Why would...
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
Понять. Ну, наконец-то. Самурай.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other...
What happened here?
Who are you? What are you doing? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sight, we will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious, and they will devour every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you.
But look!
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now the almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's... You're back! Please, we beg you. You have to help us. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced...
Calm down. The war you...
Over.
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma. There are no monsters.
What? But how? Just moments. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down.
Huh. I think I understand. Yes, we were right to place our trust in you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
My mind can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory. The sacred Sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
so the memories of the ones that died are all...
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others... The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late. Otherwise, But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both...
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible
Hey!
Yes. For the longest time, all my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now, when I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far moving forward inevitably invites further loss. But also, just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for. As Inazuma's god, it is high time, warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land. Your noble soul, I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on.
Стоять. Стоите смотреть? Или вот так гляну? Опять посильнее бежать. Так, стоять. И, ну вот, допустим.
Leave them to me. Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape! Illusion shattered!
Копирую. О! Парень.
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all.
You are unduly concerned. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area...
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned... The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell... Hey, the same light is leaking out again!
Furuyama?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought...
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the almighty Shogun has brought... I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do? Oh, yeah. Sheesh.
I see. So, they have fought their way. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless. And now the almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run. Imagine if this was something that even the almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I... People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business. But me, I have no such thoughts. And I have no... The almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart. A true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life. So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Perhaps.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. What a pity. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh?
No.
Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea. The almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly... One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the... I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens.
Can't see it.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious. What a fool I'm making of my... I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant
This place is... complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your... Leave it to us.
But... Well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to... I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final...
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now. But at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much. And it makes Paimon so sad.
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
Сейчас, погодите, я когда сюда приходил по очищению Сакуры, или как там она правильно называется. Сейчас, видите. Давай. Забыл тут... Так, где использовать? Ну. А как же? Ну. На пофиг. Ну, конечно, молнию ударить. Я понял. Ладно. Так, сейчас я хочу кое-что глянуть. Если... Погодите. Ну, вот так, как ты. Нет. Сейчас я их открою. Ну, дальше задание пойду выполнять. Так. Понимаю. Раз. Два. 3. 4. Да? Камеру отдай. О, а это лицо сканируется. Туалет. Заберись тоже наконец.
These things useful?
Ладно, пофигу. Потом достану. Сейчас я тогда секунду. Сначала сюда залезу. Полетела. Залезть еще надо, да? К тебе. Сейчас я выше достать не могу. Так, вот здесь сейчас вал.
Smell of treasure. Strange.
Как эту фигню открыть? У меня вопрос. Можно как-то открыть, я знаю. А только каким образом, я не знаю, как ее открыть, да. Ладно, пофигу. Сейчас попробую по-другому туда попасть. Эта фигня и открывает ворота. Да. Вот как которые меня открыли. Что в мире ходил? Раз. Значит так. Вот. А. Всё. Взять и вот эту повернул эту. А теперь взять вот эту повернуть. И вот эту повернуть. Три так стоит, три так, блин. А если вот так? А, стопе. Ага. Ну-ка. Если... А, крутятся боковые, да? Теперь вот здесь. Все, не встанут. Нет, да? До дна не встает, ёж ты дрыдошь. Дай.
What do we have here?
Это я специально, чтобы воду спустить, если что делаю.
Solidify!
Ну давай, подальше, что ты спишь.
Let's go, let's go! Look at you, food down!
I will have order! Stabilize!
A fist of retreat!
Keep back! Keep back!
Take me back.
Solidify! Order guide you.
Here come the fireworks!
Smell of treasure. Strange.
Плохо. Начал молиться, чтобы не хватило уровня вот этой фигни. И? Мне уровня не хватает, серьезно. Ладно, тогда потом сюда вернусь. Ну ладно, хотя бы подчистил я тут все.
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described...
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent so, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former
О, дверь до конца закрой, когда заходишь в
who was
комнату,
also
чтобы
my
музыку у меня
sister.
слышно не было.
He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but the philosophy... That was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views.
Indeed we did. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. They are similar, but when you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form. Now, it seems like she was right.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath...
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature, and Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate.
That's...
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't I didn't understand at the time. How can... I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some... But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one.
Do you feel you're starting to understand?
You have already witnessed my previous views, but now I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose...
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular.
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty.
It's all good, sir. She's actually...
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuya...
I shall protect the Lady of the Clan.
Летим, мы с тобой летим. Чё начнёшь, чё? Начало уже. Бах. Наушники одевай, ты мне обещал.
Hey, he wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain...
So we won't... We didn't even have a chance.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were... Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. The tea is ready. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it. You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many... I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu.
She died in that disaster?
Yes. She went to Conria alone. Without... Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crime... But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Yes. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point. So all I could do was enter into her mind. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep... It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her...
That's quite a...
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if, in the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond my...
Yes. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, and it's time I came to terms with it all. sister? You mean to say that she was somehow involved?
Based on what we've learned so far...
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma. So, I am afraid
Oh, well, boy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Жалко, жалко, жалко. Грустно, грустно, грустно. Нравится. Камера. Такие моменты. И куда мне? Ладно, я умру. Сейчас мне просто интересно, он чем торгует. О, я понял, что это за мальчик. Сейчас проедаем и кучу оставлю. Так, вот эта скала, да? Внутри? Да. Все.
Once again, please leave them.
Hey!
Fear not.
Стоп, какой сражаться? Погоди. Да погоди, дай карту открою. Все, пропало, пропало. Теперь ровно над вот этой фигней ставлю себе указатель заданий. Я пойму, если что.
Shine down. There is no escape.
Да, хоть немножечко подвесить урон, но... Это чё?
Are you alright?
Это чё сейчас было? Ё-моё, что это такое?
Shine down.
Я прочитал победа гонщик разрыва. Ну не победите. Что, все?
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breath. We'll deal with the monster. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency? We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, man.
They're coming back for more.
Don't!
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where your excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've just the sight of you appearing before us once more. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the dark.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Сразу, чтобы уж не церемониться.
Sayonara special! Fire hazard!
Давай же, давай, быстрее накопись ты уже, наконец. Есть, да. Так, быстро, быстро. Кушать. Кушать. Жизни беру, тащить беру. Чем мне дофига? Тут вот этого. Так. Все, его на удар. Сейчас.
This is order.
Мои пошли гранату.
Solidify.
А, могу получил. Лекция, да. Ё-моё.
Solidify.
Ну-ка, на слишком яичко.
Fuse is lit! Here come the fireworks!
Keep back.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fierce.
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get... We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can...
Just leave it to us. Fighting. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only no matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always...
Oh, thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth...
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, you could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by—
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon. And I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. And my only— But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior, even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she— Yes, they are. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, no matter how long it takes. I am committed to bringing this to fruition. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the
Alrighty then, let's move on. He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotion. She seems to have changed a lot since we left. Huh? What's wrong, eh? What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like the situation is more serious. No need. I need to go to the cave.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground.
А я иду, а грибасеньки. А я иду. Иду. А грибасеньки делать. А грибач, а грибач. А грибач, я сейчас иду. Где же эта вонючая звезда? Та-та-та-та-та. Та-та-та-та-та. Та-та-та. Сука. Повезло так повезло, как говорится. Еще и столбник правильно поставил все. Бля, ноги длинные, ему хорошо ловить. Еп. Напоминали опять за деда. Хорошо, лезем. Ё-моё. Да, я так и думал вниз топать. Я не пойму, где звезда вот находится. Ну и что дальше? Хоть сказать, не туда надо? И каким, блядь, образом? Только если... Так, жалко, что не материться нельзя. Стоп. Это же литературное слово, сука. Побежали опять. Да слезь ты, скалолаз. Как? Лезь. Мне говорится, что мне нужен этот более уровень.
We're finally here. The entrance.
Магия.
Whoa! Where'd that Tory gate come from?
This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of... It looks like...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto? Where are we
Сейчас папа, он чисто меня описал. У меня хила нема. Как я сейчас с ней справляться буду? Я Райдена с трудом победил.
I'm dizzy. Whoa. This place... Look over there! It's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the god. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct. But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait! The atmosphere in here just took a turn for... are you,
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting, as she indicates. Once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this! Hey, showdown with the Shogun?
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both just want the best for each...
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that It inherits A's pain. The pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her. Every action undertaken is for the sake of determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and only rules shall remain constant for each. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have. You wish to make yourself my... I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A.
Я не хочу, сейчас я огребать
Even the
буду.
proud and mighty only maiden was cut down and disgraced.
Ёбин Бобин, я думал, я сейчас...
Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. Inferior. Inferior. Illusion shattered.
А, ну все, я сейчас ее вот быстро. Мне просто дайте сейчас. Очнулся.
Weak. Torn to oblivion.
Опа.
The eye sweeps the lands. There is no escape. Shattered.
Алло, камон.
Strike dead. Inazuma shines eternal. The beauty sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Что за фигня? Не, я, конечно, рад, я еще поиграть хочу. Что ты? Надо все ему снять. Как я ее повести должен? Даже так.
Torn to oblivion. The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Absurd. Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Все.
Euthymia crumbles before me.
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will...
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, she was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living being's, including...
Then, does that mean this is...
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will... If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never... This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how... 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment, I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return, during my absence.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Что? Чихнуть хочется. Не могу. Ой, не, чихнул. Такой красивый момент испортил. Вот я козел.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever? She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets... Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the... Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but we also can't get in the... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel Paimon now. Oh, you're right. Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm playing thingies more than we do.
Ой. 6 сотен опыта. Нехило так дали.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to... Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her ability. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave...
Is she playing dumb? She's...
Aha. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of conscience. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's a little different.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer...
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain. First things first.
Идемте ко мне в хату, да? И с какой стороны мне спускаться? Можно поинтересоваться? Мне же надо знать, куда где спускаться. Я не знаю, серьезно. Я вот так полечу, конечно, но все-таки. Япон, кажется. Сука. Заберись, пожалуйста, нет! Сундук. Жучора. О, дверка исчезла.
Now then, I always have my ways. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm...
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send...
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put... Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an... This is precisely why when entering the plane of Euthymia, it's much safer if you place your conscious...
What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A.
You... Paimon's had it up to here with both of you!
Oh. Well, if you're quite sure, then of course. I see. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily... By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt... Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door's open. Hop, I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter.
А можно не... Я же знал, что сейчас будет. Ладно, мне хила еще дофига. Кого я обманул? Ни хрена у меня его нету. Ладно, помирать так с музыкой. Не, ну, я 2 босса продержался. Ой, мне ж... анимацию прикольную. Звезд не хватает. Только сказал про звезды.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Так, подождите, дайте я отойду.
You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And this is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitable... Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500... Final duel? So you're finally willing to... Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new.
А сейчас,
The
по-моему, я
time our
отжимать
duels
буду.
took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they united, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams.
Ёбин, бобин, ты что за чудо?
You have endured.
А ни
I
одного...
will endure forever.
Что за тупик? Это что, граница мира, что ли, хотите сказать?
Shine down.
Дали хотел не деда, я бы щит поставил себе. Что ли?
The final calamity. There is no escape. Inferior. Illusion shattered.
А чё у меня... Не,
Eternity is in my hand.
крыло не накапливается. Нет, попал.
There is no
Да?
escape.
Да. А, я понял. Это... Раз. Два. Попал. Раз.
Transcend all constraints. Illusion shattered. Obstacles.
И точится. Так, ладно.
Perish.
Что у него. Давай. О, спасибо. Я просто не хочу напрягаться. Раз ни одного уровня. Ладно, а что я тогда купил? Я думал, надо эту энергию накопить, а пацаны и так работают. Все. Я специально треугольник копил, чтобы мощные атаки проводить, удерживая кнопку. А и так нормально, кажется.
This, I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was based... But a will that cannot be eroded has no... You need not worry about the future. And I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, yet my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gate, and whenever I think of this, I feel the blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar This power is beyond the limit. This blade belonged to Makoto. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my... It was at once a familiar feeling, and a strange one. Makoto barely You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from this day forth. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you. You truly have changed. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the Do you say this because... It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed...
Makoto?
I'm so happy. You've come so far. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power... a convoluted way to reach you, but... Well... You held such deeply, and there was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait and... But... Everything happened so suddenly. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness.
Did you know what was about to happen in Conria?
I had some sense of it. That place... In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how, but I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to share...
Don't look down on me.
See? It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to Here, take it. Before my last shred of consciousness fades away, but it is you who must take the most important...
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom,
She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity,
a place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. Huh, so that was the Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precise. And yet, that sense of disorderly.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition.
Well, I'm not convinced that.
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness.
No, but I understand why now.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how—
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling—
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for.
Привет, дела нормально. Ну вот, как видишь, я в Genshin
The
играю.
flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have my thanks. You have done much.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm? After all, you saw.
I only heard her voice. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma... She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and
it's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same...
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder... Does that qualify me to... Actually, no. Forget that.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much... The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. After that, I will
Really?
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is... I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
Да уже в данж перебросит меня сейчас. Так, стоп, не тот джойстик. Сакура грез? Мне даже интересно, это что такое и куда оно попало. Вот она, да. А если я случайно захочу уничтожить? Так, ладно. Пожалуйста. ты? Сейчас пора идти. Я гляну кое-что.
I'm hungry. Let's hunt.
Что, как он называется? Да ёбин Бобин, я так и знал. Короче, как я понял, мне чтобы поучаствовать в этом ивенте, надо взять и вот эти 3 пройти. Сейчас мне вот это надо, я уверен, потом вот эту, и вот эту, потом еще и я уверен, наверное, придачу, хотя не, ее не дают придачу проходить. По крайней мере, я надеюсь на это. Там нету. А, стоп, а может... Ясно, тут нема. Ну и где вход в этот, так скажем, хорошее место? Нет, туда. Ладно. На этом всем спасибо за просмотр. Всем пока. Я, пожалуй, на этом буду заканчивать. Еще раз всем спасибо за просмотр. Всем пока. Вот, на всякий случай сделал.